Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you here on part 6 of working on a cavalry saber and what is going to be just one awesome project. We're having a huge amount of fun right now.
Yes, we are. So far, everything about this project pretty much has been great, and we are just, this is like the most excited I've ever been for a project. With the wax casting.
Wait, you said everything has been great?
Okay, well, so far, working on it has been a ton of fun.
It's been a ton of fun. We still
Not
have
everything
made
has,
a
not
lot of
everything
mistakes.
has been great. I didn't mean it.
Lots of fun? Yes. Challenge?
Also, yes.
Oh, big yes. Because that block of wax right there, Will needs to make an awesome guard out of that wax for us to cast it. But the thing is we really know nothing about wax casting, and what you saw us do in yesterday's episode is make up some investment, put some wax in it, and then melt out the wax overnight. That wax has been burning out. We're gonna be getting back to the wax and the bronze and brass casting in a little bit. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the grinding room, and we're going to be putting the groove in our cavalry saber. The fuller that is going to run 3/4 of the way up the saber. Take weight out of the blade, make this more agile.
It also gives it support because there's more there's more surface area on it as well.
That gives it support?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, probably. I feel like I've heard that.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
But you're taking away material.
But it's adding surface area.
Does surface area do anything to it?
I think so.
The commenters will let us know.
Probably.
Well, it is time for us to suit up, set up the grinder, and start putting this fuller in there. So we just walked out of the grinding room, took some final shots, walked over here to introduce the next scene.
I was having a blast swinging this thing around like this, and I was like, man, can you believe people use these on horseback? That must have been brutal. And as I did this, well, how do I say this? It took an airborne...
You let go out of anger and distress.
No, I just dropped it basically while I was sitting around. Basically, I just threw it into the ground, tip first, and can I just say, the sword won. We took a pretty decent little dip out of that concrete, and the tip is pretty much totally fine. So that's pretty impressive. This is going to be one tough sword.
On the bright side of this, at least we get a cutting the slab part 2 video out. Maybe this time you see us re-pour the concrete. Got to have a hell of a lot of toughness to be able to hold up to a drop on concrete like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, the reason we're over in this side of the workshop is in the forge right now. We have heating up our investment. It's in the fire. None of this whole casting process is going to be perfect, sadly. We do not have a vacuum. You know, we don't have the right perfectly controlled ovens to be doing this, but yesterday we cured that investment and burnt out the wax slowly over time, brought it up to temperature nice and slow, bringing it up to temperature again now so that we can have it sit up on a fire brick here, keep it a little bit warm while this is the exciting part, Will. Will brought some bronze in today. I cut it up into small pieces. I'm gonna put the bronze in this little crucible there. I'm gonna put the crucible in your forge.
Yeah.
Because it fits.
Does it?
It fits straight up and down in your forge perfectly fine.
That's too much bronze. We don't need even close to that much.
Yeah, we don't need that much bronze, but it's gonna go in the forge. We're gonna melt the bronze. We're gonna pour it into our little investment mold. Some more bronze casting fun and hopefully no failure. So, I'm going to get to work on bronze casting. Will is going to finish off the grinding on the sword. What is it that you said needed to be done to it?
We need to just keep on widening out this fuller. So I'm going to go back to a 180 grit Trizact belt and just widen it out a little bit more. We're still very proud of we're well inside our lines, and all of the historical examples, the bevel is very short. So the original idea was that we were gonna convex it from here, but I think we need to widen out that fuller even more before we do any convexing.
How are you liking fuller grinding? It's fun, right?
That is one word for it.
How's your neck feel?
Really bad.
In seriousness, though, we were talking about this. Fuller grinding is actually really quite fun. It's very time intensive. It hurts your neck because you're bent over the grinder the whole time. But it's very fun. It's a very tactile part of knife making because you feel every single thing that grinding belt is doing. You have to get the angles right. You take your time. You make it happen. I quite like the fuller grinding process. This you do. Okay, some time has passed. That bronze is definitely liquid. Here we go. That investment is warm. Metal is liquid in the crucible. Up we go. And in we go. Woohoo! We have poured bronze. Look how beautiful it looks. Oh, I love hot things and molten things. Look how wiggly it is. So wiggly.
It's so colorful.
Look at the colors. So after quenching it, have a look at this. That is unbelievable. Can you believe that?
That's exactly what I made.
We cast something successfully. That is just ridiculous.
Crazy how nature made that.
Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to see what this looks like cleaned up. Isn't that promising?
Very.
So the bronze piece is looking very nice. The casting did work. There are slight little issues, a little bit where the casting didn't get to, maybe a little bit of investment fell through.
It was either that or a piece of fire brick, but pretty much exactly what I carved just about came out in the bronze.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
How we got that to go first time just blows my mind. First time doing lost wax. I'm happy with that. And there is a lot of detail, but we still have a lot to think about in terms of how much detail we put into the actual guard, where we leave it, what we do in the wax, and what we do in the bronze. So that's part of what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be going to the microscope to work on messing with this, seeing how we can make it look, while you...
Now that we've ground the fuller in and we've established the bevel, what I'm going to do is, because there's a tiny line between the two, I'm going to round off the edge and get those two lines to meet. And then before we go to hand sanding, to totally get it completely clean and all the lines nice and even and straight, and well, not straight, but curvy in the right way.
The right curve.
The right curve.
Now, that is also going to give the edge convex profile, right?
It gives it a little bit more strength. It's that apple seed grind. So right now it's flat, and we're going to make it like that.
Super duper fun messing around with some engraving on the new Engraving. Let me tell you what, I feel like a chump for all of the hammer and chisel engraving I did, because this is just, I mean, it's very difficult using that Engraving, but it is just so much faster to make a cut than hammering away with the hammer and chisel. I don't really feel like a chump for all the hammer and chisel engraving. It was just an unbelievable experience from a craft perspective to do it by hand with the hammer and chisel and make my own tools, but I'm very excited to have this and be messing around with this. I'm doing terribly so far. Will has got more time under the microscope using it than I have at this point. He's been doing some great little practice pieces. I don't know what it is that we're going to be doing exactly in terms of engraving on this piece. This is something that's going to be evolving as we continue the design of it and as we work out how we can use our materials. And today has been an amazingly educational day. On that note, learning, okay, lost wax casting, we can do that. We can make it happen. So there's going to be a lot of wax carving in the future. There's going to just be such a push of skills and experience so far and ahead and beyond in different crafts and avenues of metalworking that Will and I have ever tried that is just going to be a blast. So I can't wait to bring you along. Please do subscribe if you're new. Grab yourself some merchandise at alecsteelshop.com. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.